Greetings, Splice here with another big comic review. And this one is called Arion the Immortal. It is by, I believe, Pete Kuppenberg, and this comic was created in 1992. Now, I'm going into this comic as a beginner because I know next to nothing about Arion the Immortal King, except in that one time he appeared in Crisis on Infinite Earths, the DC comic. So, yeah, the story starts off with an old man at a park trying to play some card games with a kid. Like, guess which card it is, yada yada. And the kid just takes his money and runs off. And the old man and his old buddies try to chase the kid, and they fall on each other. And we learn that this old man is Arion, the Immortal King, or Immortal. Yeah, he's Arion the Immortal, and his other three buddies on that hang out with him at the bench are also immortals, but they, from what we gather, magic disappeared 50,000 years ago. Why? We don't know. But the immortals are still alive, they just can't do anything. They live regular lives. Arion is, well, he's, if you didn't know he was an immortal, you would think he was just a regular old man. He has his own apartment, a little apartment in the complex. He has bills due. He complains a lot about people and bureaucrats and everything. And he has a nice neighbor named Amanda who she treats him like her grandfather. And he likes her in his own way because Arion disrespects everything. But, well, yeah, that's the way he is. Now, there's a lot that happens here that's kind of fillerish, but it's supposed to show you Arion's life as a human. He struggles with bills. He tries to get through welfare, and it's difficult going through different lines and then telling him, no, you're not supposed to go here. You're supposed to go in this office. And yeah. But then an interesting scene happens. While Arion is walking, he passes by three men in business suits. Nothing about that. And Arion's too busy thinking about how if he was younger, Amanda might like him, but yeah. Then suddenly the three businessmen turn into vultures and they're attacking people. And Arion is freaking out because, except for the people being attacked, everyone else is not responding to this or reacting at all. Then Arion falls onto the ground in front of a train, which passes right by him. Now he's freaking out because he has no idea if magic suddenly came back for some reason, or if he's just going crazy. But then he sees a demon show up in front of his door. It looks like his landowner, but it's not. It takes him into a dark dimension where everything's twisted around, there's creatures, and Arion's just freaking out. Now, Arion only broke out of this because he heard Amanda shout out for help. Because at that same moment that Arion's plucked into the dark dimension, Amanda, his neighbor, she's with her boyfriend, but he's drunk, so he's getting frisky. She's telling him no, but he's trying to take her there, and I think just outside the apartment. So she's calling for help. Arion hears this, so he's able to figure out, okay, if he can hear her, that means there's a link between this dark dimension and the human world. And he's able to use the magic that's there. Now, I'm not sure if he uses the magic in the dark dimension or if he found out how to harness his own magic. But he's able to use it, transform, get out of there, and teleport Amanda's boyfriend on a trash can, which was kind of fun. But then we see Arion, who consoles Amanda, tells her that he won't hurt her, and then he leaves. And we see that Arion looks young again, looks healthier, taller, and has this interesting black-red suit with a cape. And his whole speech completely changes. Arion speaks like a proper English. Whereas as an old man, he spoke in a bit of a slang and curses every few seconds. But yeah, that was the end of issue 1. Issue 2 starts off with Arion, but this is like a flashback. Arion and his three friends, they're going to a looks like a giant tower, I'm sorry, because they were sent there. Now, Arion doesn't want to be there. In fact, he just wants to leave. But Lady Chien, she transforms into a little dog to get inside the building to open it from the inside. But before anything else can happen, Arion, how he looked back then, he had long wavy hair, different clothes, like I guess red and blue. And then suddenly the next page, he's back to his different hairstyle with the hair cut neatly and his black and red outfit. And he even said, why is he dressed like this now? Where did his friends go? So I think that was a flashback he was experiencing because he's seeing Chan, the deli owner, but oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, the Lord of Chaos, Cheon, he now owns a deli mart. Yeah, and uh, Arion goes there every now and then just to eat a deli sandwich, and they talk. But yeah, the great. I'm assuming he was the great big bad. He just owns a deli market now. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Arion sees Chan, gets attacked, and then wakes up in the real world. So he has no idea if what he saw was real or if it was in his mind. But Amanda coming in confirms that, yeah, that happened. She was saved by a tall, dark, handsome man. She explains it, and Arion is freaking out because he like as much as he complains about surviving in the real world, he likes it. He does not like all the magic. Oh, and also apparently Arion has a dog, although he claims it's not his dog. The dog comes around and he feeds her and she sleeps in his bed. He takes care of her, but it's not his dog. It's a mutt and a stray, as he says. But yeah, he gets annoyed and tells Amanda and the dog to go away. And then we get an interest, and it's interesting because we're back at a deli mart where Chan is, serving customers, getting annoyed with some, and Arion is sitting at the one of the tables watching the news, and it's supposed to be a war going on between, I think, Ishanati and Koran. But what's interesting is a priest is holding a couple of hostages in a church, speaking in tongues, and Arion notices that the way the priest is speaking, it sounds familiar, and Chan tells him that, yeah, that's Atlantean dialect. He's speaking the old language. And then we learn that Chan has also noticed magic returned, but he used it just to get some better pants and to open a little dimension in the back of his tiny closet so he could fit some stuff in there like stereos, mop for some reason, a couple of big screen TVs, that's it. But as far as we know, he's content with his deli life. He's not going to do anything bad. But yeah, he tells Arion, take a close look at that priest. And we see it's actually a demon, okay? Smoking. And he looks like a typical demon, horns, red skin, sharp teeth. He's calling out Arion. He wants him to go to that church. And Arion doesn't want anything to do with it. He's not going to even visit the man. The demon. So he just leaves, goes home. I'm sorry, not goes home, goes to the park, okay? To hang out with his old buddies. By hang out, I mean he complains to them about everything. And they just don't care. So Amanda comes along and tells them that, yeah, one of the hostages that the priest has is the dog that Arion takes care of. And Arion doesn't care. He's telling her, just go away, I don't care about the dog. And the whole time Arion is complaining with Amanda, Arion's old buddies, they're on the bench taking bets saying, yeah, he's going to help the dog. No, he's not going to help the dog. But in the end, after Amanda leaves angrily, Arion decides to go help the dog. Okay, so he goes to the church. He uses his magic to transform back into a young version again and goes to talk to the demon in the church. Now, this scene is interesting, okay? Because Arion wants to know why does the demon want him? And the demon tells him it's because, well, let's get the introductions first. This demon's name is Gafran, okay? He used to be just, I think, a guardsman at the Dark Dimension, just guarded the gate, and that's it. Now he wants to take over the planet, okay? And he believes Arion will try to get in his way, because Arion is relentless in sorcery, the best, defeated great evils. And Arion tells Gafran, look, if you want to take over the planet, That's fine. I just want the dog. And Gafran is confused. He tells Arion, wait, you will let me take over the planet? Why? And, well, Arion is being blunt. He's used to the peaceful life. He does not want to fight. Gafran gives him the dog. Arion even told Gafran, you even have my blessing to try to take over the planet. Go ahead. Now, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, I'm not sure how Arion could have a peaceful life if Gafran takes over, but that's his mindset. And Gafran, understandably, does not believe him. He thinks it's a charade. He makes up this complicated guess saying that, well, you're just saying that because if I let my guard down, then you'll attack me. Which isn't the case, but, he attacks Arion anyway. And they do a quick fight. It's not long, but Arion manages to release the white dog from the magical bubble that she was trapped in. And she even goes to take a bite at Gafran before Arion opens up like a square portal in the sky and sends Gafran back to the Dark Dimension. Cool. Now Arion takes the dog and teleports to Chian's deli. And this is when we learn that little white dog is actually Lady Chian. But because she's been trapped in that form for 50,000 years, she doesn't know how to become a human again. She's stuck like that. I'm assuming she's aware of who she is because he just said she can't transform back. Not that she does not know who she is. I'm not sure why. Well, then yeah. He tells Chian this, and then he tells Chian that he's going to... Well, Chian asked him a good question. He said, I thought you were happy with the lifestyle. Why did you go and fight him? And Arion brings a good point. Because he was the strongest, powerful sorcerer back then, now that magic is returning, the bad guys are coming out. And of course, they're going to go after Arion because they believe he's going to try to stop them. So Arion is basically going to fight again to defend himself. But yeah, he's basically going to go back in the action. And the comic ends right there. And those are the first two issues, okay? And I enjoyed it a lot. I was not expecting Arion the Immortal to be an old, cranky man. And I like the story. I like the idea that the strongest immortal beings are content just living simple lives. I mean, it's weird that his three immortal buddies live in a park bench in a park and drink booze, but they chose that life and they're fine with it. The Lord of Order, he owns a deli mart, and he's content with that too. Arion lives in a small apartment and he likes it. It's interesting to think that the strongest beings that had everything they wanted, it's either, well, they lost their magic, so they can't live that lavish luxury anymore, but they're fine just living the way they are. And this still, from what Kuppenberg said in his notes, this takes place in the DC universe with Superman and Batman and Green Lantern. But it's also its own thing. So it's in the same universe, but it's its own story, and more than once I kept forgetting it was in the DC universe. Because from what he explained, they're not going to cross over, which I'm fine with. I don't mind a separate story like this. So, yeah, it's good. From what Kuppenberg said, they made Arion old because they figured, well, if Arion was not around for 50,000 years, why? Well, magic was gone. Okay. Well, I'm going to assume it was Atlantean magic because the DC universe, there's still plenty of magic. But I'm going to just assume that Atlantean magic is different from the magic Zatanna uses, or Dr. Fate, and that's why he couldn't use it. So yeah, that's a good comic. Thank you for listening.